years have you went into the new year planning that you're going to do some things different this year, making financial goals, making spiritual goals, talking about the whole nine of what you want to do this year and how you want to be better and how you're going to be a better person. How many years in a row has that failed? I'm talking to you guys about this because I have been there. The truth is we can talk about it, we can dream about it, we can hope about it, but until dream comes to action, we won't start to see results. So if you're watching this video, today I'm going to be telling you guys a way I structure every day of my life to make sure that I'm seeing progress no matter what. Progress doesn't happen from running a mile. The truth is progress don't happen from you just going as hard as you can until you burn out. Progress happens from consistent entries over a long period of time. Alright, this is how I have maintained and been in shape as a D1 football player. I've never showed up on campus not in shape. I use this same structure for everything that I want in life. I don't want y'all to think that this is only for football players. If you know me, I talk about it, and that's non-negotiable. In my day-to-day life, depending on whatever I'm doing, right, I'm going through a hectic football season where I don't even have time to process what I want to do sometimes. My non-negotiables continue to keep me in line to make sure that, hey, I've handled everything that I want to handle, all right? So what I'm going to do is I'm going to give you guys each non-negotiable, kind of the psychology to think about this and how you can set up your own day-to-day non-negotiables to follow, see progress in the avenues of life you said that you want to see progress in. Let's kind of get into it. Number one, training. Some of y'all might be like, you're a D1 football player, you have to train. It's part of your job. True. And you're also an online fitness coach. It's part of your job. True. But I'll be the first to tell you right now, and you can probably ask anyone who has had a conversation with me because I say it all the time. If football ended tomorrow, if I wasn't an online fitness trainer and I wasn't helping people lose weight, I would still go in and train, and I'd probably go in and train even harder because I would have nothing else and everything would matter about that workout. Training for me, first of all, is discipline, right? To go in and to say, I have 4 sets of 12 reps, right? And to lock your mind in on those 12 reps, to get a mind-to-muscle connection to lock in on those 12 reps, it's going to take discipline, it's going to take focus, fatigue will set in, your mind will want to wander. So it's an everyday task when you go in the gym. You should be thinking of it like that. Training has to be a non-negotiable. If you say, I want to get in shape, and you don't have non-negotiables daily or 5 days out the week set, that, okay, I know if I do this every day, it's going to eventually lead to me getting out of shape, then what are you doing? Okay, if you said you're going to go to the gym 4 times a week, those 4 days where you can use files, you can use reminders on the phone. I like to do paper, so I have a lot of books, I have a lot of stuff where I can really sit down, I can write out what I'm thinking, and I can see it, right? So every night before, I'll write down the non-negotiables, you know what I'm saying? And I'll have a little box to it, and I'll check it out. Let me see if I can show you guys something. And usually, I have done this structure. The truth is, I've done this structure on my phone. I've had PDFs for it. But at the end of the day, if you can have your non-negotiables somewhere listed where you can see them and you can go through the day motivated, knowing, okay, I got 3 things left on this list, and it's been, even if it hasn't been the best day that I've hoped for, I know it's been a positive day, at least in long term, right? So this is just a little thing. I literally did this before I went to sleep. I have wake up early, I have post content, I have field work, I have call one of my coaches, I have book 2 calls, and I have read for 10 minutes. That is a coursework of everything that I needed that day. And I know that if I did all these things, it would be a positive day. But I also have the ability to go back to see what I didn't do, and that's what you call accountability. This is how I can hold myself accountable when I don't have someone to hold me accountable. And there's nothing wrong with getting an accountability coach. I have accountability friends. I have accountability partners. But this, if all else fails, these non-negotiables will say, okay, maybe I had a horrible day, but I got something done. And that's ultimately what matters the most. Now, for the next thing, nutrition. If you want to have a good 2026, it's going to start with the palate that you're eating. Unprocessed foods, sugary foods, all of these other things, you already have heard a million times from every influencer on Instagram, including me, why you shouldn't be eating. So I'm going to give you guys pretty much something I follow to make sure that if I want to stay lean year round, but no matter what I want to do, it comes from this, right? I have a non-negotiable set for my nutrition, right? If I'm being totally intentional, it may look like track macros, right? But we've all heard track macros. Everyone has understood the whole thing about calories in, calories out if you're trying to lose weight, right? Or calorie surplus, eat protein if you're trying to gain muscle. This is the coursework that I follow when I'm busy, when I don't have as much time to track calories because things are stressful in life. This is how I make sure that I'm still seeing progress in the areas I want. I make nutrition non-negotiables. And so for me, what that looks like is as simple as this, right? I call it the water method, okay? It's very simple. It leaves you space to still be able to eat what you want. You just have to be disciplined about what you don't eat. If you guys want this, I'll post a YouTube video I'll post a IG video on it. So water over everything, right? No sugary drinks. This is the number one thing for excess fat, excess calories, people being over their weight limit. Is because they drink sugary drinks, lemonade, sweet teas, stuff like that. For me, it was easy, right? It just kind of worked for me. Just cut sugary drinks out your diet. Just drink water. And if you're working out and you're working out really intense, you reward yourself with a Powerade. I think the most easy way to cut another 500 to 800 calories out your diet, especially if you're someone who likes the shakes from Sonic, whatever it is, if you just go straight to water and use Powerade or Gatorade, or when you're working out, when you're doing a hard workout, or when you're really pushing yourself, or you need maybe the little pre-workout carbs, quick carbs before you work out, that's fine. But cut out any sugary drinks, the Diet Cokes, all of that. Just leave that alone. That's something in my non-negotiables. Next is avoid excess sugars, cakes, cookies, pastries, fried foods. That's the only coursework I have for what I don't eat. But that doesn't mean you can never eat fried chicken. It just means that you have a non-negotiable that there's no fried chicken in your diet. There's no cookies, no cakes, no candy. Obviously, some of this on a cheat day is okay, but list out your cheat day. Lastly, eat enough protein. This is why it's always easy for me to get in shape. 1 gram of protein per pound of body weight. I know that if I wake up, I eat 6 eggs in the morning with some rice, I don't have to eat that immediately, right? I can wake up, eat half, go work out. I usually like to work out fasted, but however I get that down, and I know that I have enough protein to start and fuel my day. You add 2 protein shakes in there, 2 scoops each. Prioritize protein. That's all I have to do. So I know that if I reach my protein threshold and I don't eat cookies or fried chicken, my nutrition is on point. It has nothing to do with me tracking macros. Only thing I'm tracking is protein, right? Because I know that if I'm getting to 200 grams of protein, you're going to be full, right? So I know that it's probably not going to be as much carbs, especially if I'm not eating cakes, cookies, or drinking sugary drinks. That's how I kind of make it easier on myself. That's a method I've been using. And if you watch this video, try it. Tell me what you think. All right? The next non-negotiable you need for a successful 2026, relationships. This is the most important thing for people, right? Because you have some people who say, I'm an introvert. I'm not going to assimilate and talk to other people. That's fine. And at heart, I'm an introvert. But I want you to ask yourself, are you being an introvert because you're scared of what people are going to think of you? Because you're scared to put yourself out there? Is that why you're being an introvert? If you're being an introvert by that, then it's not by choice. It's because you're scared, and it's because of fear, right? If you want to be fearless, if you want to go get your goals, you have to be fearless, right? Fear is not real. It's a tactic that the devil uses to push you away from the things you want the most. Back on the point of relationships. Comfort leaves you sedentary and it leaves you satisfied. I had to sit around and I had to ask myself, I come from college and I come back home and now I'm back into the environment of all the people I grew up with, the environment I grew up in Baton Rouge, Louisiana, right? So you go from college football to that structure to now, how are you going to structure your day for yourself? The thing I noticed is I asked myself, how many of these relationships with these people I have is real and what is it based on? I'm going to be honest with you. Some of the relationships you have with people are based on one thing y'all have in common. And if you take that one thing away, it's like y'all have nothing to talk about. It could be that you have a friend that you go drinking with. You have to ask yourself, if I'm not drunk or I'm not drinking or I'm not clubbing or I'm not partying or I'm not doing something on this may be how y'all met, but I'm not doing something on those terms, are we still friends? Is there any positive that I can give to this person or that they can give to me in this relationship, right? It can be with a partner, a friend, a parent. You truly have to ask yourself, and you have to do this with everybody in your life. You have to. It's just the truth, because listen to me. What too many people are trying to do is they're trying to have a run of success, but you cannot have a run of success and progress and change your life and move to that next point, right? If you hang around people who are holding you back or not believing in you. I've evaluated all my relationships. I keep around the people who motivate me, who have a urge and who have a passion for something more. It does not have to be the same thing, but if you have a passion for something more, I can keep you around because eventually I know we'll meet paths, right? You're motivated at something, I'm motivated at something. How can we merge those lanes and get there together? That's brotherhood, right? That's something that's going to be forever. That's the relationships you want around. Now, the next level of that is having relationships with people who motivate you, who make you think, hey, I got to do better. I got to get on my shit. A lot of y'all want to be around people who think you the shit or who think you got everything going on. You want to be the top dog out of the people you hang around. That's going to keep you complacent. That's going to keep you satisfied. You're not going to be hungry, right? It's a reason why they have a saying that says if you hang around 4 millionaires, you're going to be the 5th, right? If you're hanging around people who they don't have any goals set and they're not trying to, it's a difference between hanging around people who have goals and y'all help each other reach them. But if they're just talking about it, that shit going to start to rub off, right? So hanging around people who are doing better than you is something you should start looking forward to. It's something you should start looking forward to. And if hanging around people makes you feel if hanging around people who are doing better than you makes you feel uneasy, that's something you have to go inside with yourself and check, because that is something that's holding you back. Hanging around people doing better than you is going to motivate you over time to grow and to reach places you never thought you would reach. It's just like working out. Working out with somebody who may be more into fitness than you, they're going to push you and you're going to have a better workout as opposed to if you just came in with people who are less in shape than you. Whatever your purpose is, whatever your passion is, follow that. But whatever lane you're in, hang around people doing better than you. Simple as that. And there's no issue to admit that you're doing better than me, and if someone is inspiring you, admit that. People have a problem on social media with admitting the real. Just be real. It's not that hard. It don't cost you nothing. Now, number 4. This is a non-negotiable for the year. This may be the hardest one. Everyone has something different, and that is eliminating vices, right? When people hear the word eliminate vices, and I want to be honest with y'all, when it comes to getting in shape, when it comes to fitness, I tell people 80-20 rule is in full effect. We're going to get you in shape. People, you can get in shape without eliminating vices. But if you want to grow as a person, physically, mentally, spiritually, you have to eliminate vices, especially the ones that are holding you back. It's the vices that are holding you back. And so I want to kind of get into this. Vices can be anything: alcohol, it can be drugs, it can be women, it can be gambling. People have a lot of things that they do. Endless scrolling on social media, shopping. There's a lot of things that are vices, but it's covered up because it's normal in society today. You got to get out that rat race. If you want to be successful and you want to be locked in, you want to be locked in up here, you want to be on the road to your goals, you got to eliminate some of these vices. Now, I can't tell you, you as the viewer watching this, you know what your vices are. But I can tell you guys, I've struggled, with vices with women. I just want to give you guys an example how a vice can hold you back. I follow my non-negotiable. I'm an executionist, right? My teammates call me the executive, right? For me, it's all about let's get it done, let's execute. And as long as we got it done, I know that we are okay for tomorrow. And that's good and that's bad for some reasons, right? This is what I'm growing on going into 2026. Me as a locked in person, right? I tend to say, as long as I got my list done, everything else is okay. Nothing else matters, right? And then what happens is when you have that mindset, you see progress, because you see progress in the avenues that you have been intentional on. Whatever that is, whatever your non-negotiables are, they're going to be set to your purpose, right? So then after you do that, you know you're going to see progress in those areas. So then you start to think, okay, now it doesn't matter. Whatever I like to do, if you like the club, I got all this done. I'm going to go club all I want. I'm not saying you can't club. But because you got so good at getting what you need to get done, you start to just club as much as you want. Those things come back to bite you, right? Those same instances come back to bite you. So vices are things that I call them instant gratification. I call it bored time for us men. Whatever. Those things that you do when you're bored, those things that you do when you're looking for instant gratification, you're looking to just be satisfied, and it's not something that's wholeful, and it's not something that's going to help you long term. Those are the things you have to cut out. Porn. It can be that. Whatever it is, corn. However you're supposed to say it. At YouTube, I'm just starting this. I don't know. But really, though, believe me when I tell you, you have to be intentional on all vices, right? And this is the thing. Most of you guys are going to look at this video and you guys are going to hear me. But hear me when I say I deal with these things, right? And so a way to see progress for me was to have my daily checklist, but later on you'll still see those same demons from those vices or whatever it is that you're doing. They'll come back to catch back up on you. So you have to be very, very, very intentional about what you're doing when it comes to your vices. The man who can be calm and satisfied in his reality of what's in front of him, that's the dangerous man, right? Whatever you use to take your mind off of reality is a negative. As a man and as a human, you need to be focused on what reality is. And you need to be okay with what your reality is, because no matter how daunting, no matter how sad or bad your reality is, hear me when I tell you, the only way you're going to fix it is by being real about it. Only you know how real your situation is. So if you're trying to get from point A to point B and be better, you have to be real with yourself about what's going on, and you're going to have to sit in your shit for a while. I'm not telling you to sit in your shit, but you're going to have to sit and diagnose what went wrong, what's been going wrong. And if I fix this, is there a chance at success or light on the other side? Once you figure that out, then you have the answers. But I'm going to be honest with you guys. Most of y'all got the answers. I know you know what to do. Whatever it is, if you're smoking, you know that you probably shouldn't be doing it. You know that. And so because you know that, the only thing stopping you from not smoking and smoking is, what is the purpose and what do you see on the other side of when you put it down? And the only way you can be able to truly see it is to truly have a purpose and goal set and see that maybe the vice that I'm using may be holding me back. Last but not least, I think this is the most important one when it comes to 2026 and having a good year, right? And I want to give backstory and I want to give, be truthful with you guys, because this is something I have struggled with. And I've struggled with it for a long time, and I think it's just something that happens when, I don't know, right? I don't know if it's from being a college student. I don't know if it's from just kind of how I grew up. And that's I want to get first into it. And this is going to have a few caveats to it, but I want to start with your daily structure and the time you're waking up. I have been horrible at going to sleep at the right time, right? For me, if I have to wake up, I'm disciplined enough to get up. It doesn't matter what time it is, 2 hours, 3 hours sleep. But for me, it is going to sleep at the right time. But also, I'm so intentional about sleep. It's crazy. Is if I don't have to if I don't have to wake up early, I'm going to sleep more in the day to make sure I'm getting that 6, 7, 8 hours of sleep so that I can see the progress, you know what I'm saying? So I can see as much progress. You don't see the price you pay from not waking up early right then and there, right? Over time, you start to realize so many days that I have woken up at 10, 11, 10, even 9:30. And it's like, if you were up at 6, you could have done this, and then your day could have just been starting and you've already had all of this done. You can be this much more productive. You can be this much more here for your family. You can be this more present for your family is the word I'm looking for. And this is serious. And 6:30 is not even crazy. It goes to, you know what I'm saying, I may start working up at 4 o'clock just because it's hard. It's going to build discipline, but over time your body's going to adjust to it. That's the thing people have to realize is if no matter how hard something may be, your body's going to adjust to it. Early bird gets the worm. One of the most true sayings out there. It's a universal truth. The truth just is that if you're already up when many people are sleeping, you get a head start to the day. You get to start the day off punching instead of the day starting off punching you. So, for instance, if you feel anxious and you're anxious when you wake up late, you feel anxious, you got to get straight to it. The reason is because you're waking up too late. I would literally go to sleep at 12 or 1. I would wake up at maybe 9 or 10, and I would have my non-negotiable list that I have to get done for the day, and I would feel so anxious, so stressed. I would be quick-tempered, and the most important thing is I would not have any time to give to myself, right? Until at the end of the day, after I have rushed things, I've had to compromise things because I didn't wake up early enough. I'm working hard. You're working super hard for your business. You're working super hard for your purpose, but you're just not doing it right, the right system. There's no structure to it, right? So I'm doing this, and I'm wondering why I'm waking up feeling anxious. Well, you're waking up feeling anxious because you're 4 hours late. You slept over 4 hours, and now you have a list of things you got to get done that you know that you have to get done, and now you have limited time in the day. Daylight is running out, and before you know it, it'll be dark time, and so then you have another. It's an endless loop. So now you have another situation where you're gonna ask yourself, "Hey, am I gonna go to sleep late tonight, or am I gonna pass on some work that I didn't get to do today for tomorrow?" And that's a slippery slope to follow to slide down, and a lot of people slide down it. So if in 2026 you want to be successful, please, please, whatever time you're waking up, go back another hour. If you wake up at 6:30, do 5:30. If you know that you don't have no time that you usually wake up, you wake up sloppy, late sometimes, set you a time and just say, you know what, no matter what, I'm going to wake up today at this time, and that's the start from there. That can be your first non-negotiable for the year that you write out, that in 2026, I'm going to wake up at this time. My Lord and Savior, Jesus Christ. In this world, there's a lot of materialistic things that don't have any substantial value, right? But they're very appealing to us because it's the dimension that we're in. I don't know if dimension is the word, but it is the place we're in. No matter where you're at, you have to be bound to what you're doing by something deeper than yourself, and by something deeper than your parents, by something deeper than your brother, whatever it is, right? I'm going to let y'all know, I lost my pops when I was 15 in 2020. That's the reason. That's one of the sole reasons I am a Division I football player to this day. I don't know if I would have made it this far if my dad wasn't on his deathbed and I made a promise to him saying, you know, Pops, I got it. Whatever it is, I'm going to see it through. Football is the first option. I'm going to see it through, whatever it is, and I'm going to give it all I got. But I had purpose. That created purpose at the young age of 15, right? And through that purpose, I knew that I had to follow Jesus Christ. And there's ups, there's downs, but whatever happens, you're going to get out of it. Every down that happens, every time that you suffer, and you suffer something that is messing you up, inside, outside. I have had times in my life where I felt like I was bleeding inside. Like days were dark, literally. I could not see the light glory of the day. Whenever you have those days, the only thing you have to get you out of that is your Bible. No matter where I'm at, I got a Bible in my room, and that Bible is by my bedstand, and that's to incentivize me to read it. If any of y'all ever read Atomic Habits, you know why I do it. And I keep a Bible in my book sack. I'm always going to have my Bible because what I know is that me being bound to Christ is deeper than anything on this superficial earth. I know that. So there's no reason for me to stop anything. There's no reason for me to not be disciplined in my approach. The Lord says, wake up early. It's literally in the Bible. The Bible talks about suffering as bread for us, right? Bread. Think about what that means. If suffering is bread, suffering is fuel. So as you're going through suffering moments, it may be very trauma-filled, but understand that it is a blessing from God. It's just like when you lifting weights and you in a set, and you're breaking your muscles down, and it feels like hell, but it's gonna repair into something greater, something bigger, something stronger than it was before. It's the same way with life and spiritual. You have to lock in and see that, how can I take this situation as a lesson? When you start to view life and understand that everything you do in life, nothing happens for a coincidence. You get one life. Pay attention to what's really going on in front of you and how can it be a lesson or a blessing in your life. But that starts with God. If the spirit is right, the mental gonna be right. I'm gonna be honest with y'all. You can be in shape and not be right mentally. You can be in shape and not be right spiritually. But if spiritually you right, mentally you should be right, all right? Those are my 5 non-negotiables for 2026. Training, nutrition, relationships, eliminating vices, waking up early, and having a purpose. If you can get through those 5-6 things this year and make those things daily non-negotiables for you and live your year that way and see the progress you make and then implement another one. I appreciate you if you made it to this part of the video. And if you're watching this video and you're saying, you know what, I want to have a locked in year. I want to have 1 year and see how far I can go in the weight room, mentally, physically, spiritually, but you don't know exactly where to start. That's exactly why I built CFT. Well, the 16-week transformation program is for ambitious men who are trying to gain that edge back and also, of course, get into the best shape of their life without having to live in the gym. But I want to be clear about something. This is not just weight programs and nutrition guides. This is a mental detox. Go inside and find what's in you and see how far you can go. If you truly want to be better, not just physically, but mentally and spiritually, and create a structure to help and make sure that you see progress, then this is for you. But if you just want programs and nutrition guides, there's a million other online fitness coaches out there. I'm here to help you be able to create structure and hold yourself accountable. If this sounds like something that's for you, you can go to my Instagram here at Jayo, or I'll leave a link in the description to book a call, and we can chop it up and see what your goals are for this new year and see how we can approach it. Without that being said, let's get active.